Good day, everyone. We are now going to tackle to you about the operating systems in the real world. Ano nga ba ang operating system? Ang operating system is kapag gumagamit tayo ng computer like opening apps, saving files, or playing games, hindi tayo directly nakikipag-communicate sa hardware like CPU, RAM, or hard drive. Technically speaking, ang OS ay isang software na tumatakbo sa kernel mode. Ang kernel ay pinaka-core part ng operating system. Siya ang naglo-load kapag binubuksan ng computer. Ang first purpose naman ng operating system is kapag gumagawa, ang OS ang gumagawa ng environment kung saan pwedeng tumakbo ang programs tulad ng Microsoft Word, browser, or games. Convenient, ibig sabihin mas madaling gamitin siya. Ang second purpose naman ng operating system is abstraction. Ibig sabihin nito, pinapasimple niya ang complicated na bagay. Hindi natin kailangan malaman kung paano gumagalaw ang hard disk physically para makapag-save ng file. Ang third purpose naman ng operating system is, ibig sabihin, siya ang naghahati ng resources ng computer tulad ng CPU, memory, input-output devices. Kapag maraming programs ang gustong gumamit ng CPU at memory, ang OS ang nagdi-decide kung sino ang mauuna at kung gaano karami ang ibibigay. Next, reporter.
So, process management. Dito naman is kapag nag-open ka ng Chrome, Spotify, and Microsoft ng sabay-sabay, those are example of processes. So, every process goes through stages, which is ready. Ready is nakapila or waiting to use the CPU, while running is currently using the CPU. Waiting naman is naghihintay ng input or resources. Terminated is tapos na. Next is memory management. Memory management is responsible for managing the RAM of the computer. Yung RAM is yung temporary storage na ginagamit ng programs habang tumatakbo sila. So, the problem is maraming gustong gumamit ng RAM at the same time. So, what does the OS do? Kapag nag-open ka ng app, bibigyan kanya ng memory space. And kapag kinlose mo naman is, i-release ng OS yung memory para magamit ng ibang apps. And hindi lang basta nagbibigay ng memory yung OS, sinisigurado din niya na hindi mag-overlap yung memory ng dalawang apps and hindi ma-access ng isang program yung memory ng iba. So, number 3 is file management system. So, dito naman is siya yung bahala sa pag-save ng documents, pag-open ng files, pag-delete, pag-rename, pag-manage ng file permission. So kapag nag-save ka ng project sa desktop or documents folder, yung OS ang nag-aayos kung saan ito ilalagay and kung paano ma-access later. So number 4, device management. Device management controls hardware devices connected to the computer. Kasama dito yung mga keyboard, mouse, printer, speaker, USB devices. So kapag nag-type ka sa keyboard, yung OS is ini-interpret niya yung input and pinapakita sa screen. So kapag nag-print ka, yung OS din yung nag-aayos ng print queue and nagko-communicate sa printer. Kung walang device management is hindi gagana yung printer and hindi magre-respond yung mga external devices. Number 5 is protection and security. Protection and security keep the system safe from unauthorized access and harmful activities. Kasama dito yung mga user accounts, password protection, file permission, basic system protection. Halimbawa is kapag may sarili kang account sa computer is hindi ma-access ng ibang user na yung personal files mo kung wala silang permission. Next reporter.
Hello, it's me, Judith. So I'll be discussing about the different types of operating system. So operating system can be classified based on how they process tasks and manage user. There are four main types of operating system, which are batch operating system, time-sharing operating system, distributed operating system, and real-time operating system. So first, we have the batch operating system. A batch operating system process jobs in groups or batches. User submitted their tasks and the system execute them one by one without user interaction. So once na sinimulan na yung processing, wala lang interaction yung user hanggang sa matapos na yung buong batch. Usually ginagamit ito sa mga tasks na paulit-ulit at malaki like computations na hindi na kailangan ng user input. So ang advantage dito is mabilis siya sa mga repeated tasks and hindi na siya kailangan bantayan. Ang disadvantage niya naman is matagal ang waiting time, tapos kapag may error na, late mo na makikita. So next is time sharing operating system. So a time sharing operating systems allow multiple users to use a computer at the same time. The CPU switches quickly between tasks and giving each other a small time slice or tinatawag nila na quantum. So dahil mabilis yung switching ng CPU between processes, may sabay-sabay silang tumatakbo. Parang sabay-sabay silang tumatakbo. Kaya tayo nakakagamit ng maraming apps at the same time. So most modern operating systems like Microsoft, Windows, and Mac OS use time sharing. For example, pwede kang mag-browse at makinig ng music at gumawa ng document all at once. So ang goal ng time sharing OS ay mas smooth yung multitasking and better users. So ang advantage niya ay pwede siya pwede siyang multitasking at responsive ang system. Ang disadvantage naman kapag madami nang gumagamit is bumabagal siya. So next is the distributed operating system. A distributed operating system manage multiple users that work together as one system. Yung task ay hinahati-hati at pinoproseso ng iba't ibang computer. So from the user's point of view, parang isang computer lang siya kahit na nakadistribute pala yung processing sa iba't ibang machine. So ginagamit ito sa server systems, research lab, at cloud computing environment. And ang advantage niya is mabilis at reliable. Ang disadvantage naman niya is nakadepende siya sa internet at network. Next naman, last is the real-time operating system. So this type of OS na kailangan mag-response within a specific and guaranteed time. Hindi lang siya basta mabilis, dapat on time lagi yung response. This is very important sa mga system na kung saan kahit konting delay lang, delikado na. So yung real-time operating systems is ginagamit siya sa medical devices, traffic control systems, robotics, and industrial machines. So sa RTOS na to is timing is more important than speed or convenience. So in conclusion, may iba't ibang types ng operating system kasi iba't iba rin yung needs ng users at system. Sa batch OS is for bulking process, sa time OS naman is for multitasking, sa distributed OS is for system that work together, and real-time OS is for applications that need exact time. So understanding this help us to see kung paano ginagamit ang operating system sa real world. Next, reporter.
Ayan, pumunta naman tayo sa evolution of operating system. Sa evolution of operating system is meron tayong generation. The first generation is noong 1940s to 1950s. Dito is nagamit nila yung serial processing at dito din nagamit nila yung vacuum tubes. Noong second generation is noong 1950s to 1960s. Ito is ginagamit nila yung simple batch processing. And also ginagamit din nila dito yung multi-program batch processing. And yung nung third generation naman is noong 60s to 1980s. Dito is pinagpatuloy nila yung paggamit ng multi-program batch system and sinamahan din nila ng time-sharing system. And dito din is ginagamit din nila yung mga ICs or integrated circuits. And then nung fourth generation naman is nung 1980s to the present times. Dito is ginagamit nila is yung distributed processing systems and mga personal computers or PCs. Ayan, serial processing. Dito, ito yung first generation. Dito is hindi niya kayang mag-multitask. Kailangan niya munang gawin yung isang task bago siya pumunta sa isa pang task. Dito din is ginagamit nila yung mga vacuum tubes nung first generation. And then dito sa simple batch processing is ito yung isa sa mga ginagamit na nung second generation na parang similar lang din sa serial processing but meron siyang sequence na kailangan niya munang gawin itong task na to bago siya pumunta sa isa pang task. And then isa pang isa pang ginagamit nung second generation is itong multi-program batch processing. Ito din yung isa din yung ginamit no nung third generation. Dito naman is kaya nang mag-multitask like kaya nang gumawa ng task at the same time na ganyan. And then nung third generation din is ginagamit din nila yung time sharing system. Dito naman is meron lamang isang CPU na ganyan, and then marami siyang user na nakakonect dun sa isang CPU na yan. In contrast is kayang mag-multitasking din. And then nung fourth generation is itong distributed processing system naman is yung ginagamit na nila. And then dito din pumasok yung network. Yung network dito is mga computers is nakakonect sa network na ganyan, or LAN, ganyan, or WAN, local area network, wide area network na ganyan. And then sabay-sabay silang gumagawa ng task. They can multitask na ganyan. And then punta naman tayo sa next reporter.
So now we're going to talk about the real-world examples of an operating system. So meron tayong 4 na example. Andyan yung Microsoft Windows, Linux, Mac OS, and Android. So first one is yung Microsoft Windows. Microsoft Windows yung pinaka-common na ginagamit natin sa computers. Usually kapag bumili ka ng laptop, naka-Windows na siya agad. Madali din siyang gamitin kasi meron siyang graphical interface like icons. And compatible siya sa maraming applications like Microsoft Office, games, and editing software. And lastly, popular ang Microsoft Windows kasi convenient siya at especially user-friendly. The next one is Linux. Ang Linux naman is mostly ginagamit sa servers at programming. Hindi siya ganon ka-common sa regular users, pero super powerful siya. Since open source siya, pwede siyang i-modify ng developers. Kaya maraming IT professionals ang mas gusto ang Linux dahil mas secure at mas may control sila sa system. So the third one is Mac OS. Next, since Apple ang nag-develop ng Mac OS, ginagamit lang siya sa Apple devices like MacBook and iMac. Ang pinaka-advantage ng Mac OS is smooth yung performance niya. Mas ginagamit ito ng mga graphic designers, video editors, at music producers kasi maganda yung performance niya at mas creative siya sa mga task. And lastly, yung Android. Karamihan sa atin ginagamit ang Android like Samsung, Xiaomi, Oppo, at iba pa. Siya yung OS na nag-handle ng apps na lagi natin ginagamit just like Facebook, TikTok, Messenger, etc. Flexible siya kasi pwede mo i-customize yung home screen at settings. Popular din siya kasi available siya sa maraming brands at affordable yung phone. So overall, iba-iba yung purpose ng bawat operating system. Yung Windows pang general use, yung Linux pang servers at developers, yung Mac OS pang creative professional, and lastly yung Android pang mobile devices. So overall ng napag-aralan natin is operating system kung gaano ito ka-importante sa computers at smartphones natin. Siya yung nagmamanage ng processes, memory files, devices para gumana ng maayos yung system. And that's all. Thank you.